story of the day is, of course, the Boston Celtics and the LA Lakers took place. And this was, as you can tell by the score, a blowout. I watched halfway through this game. I did a little bit of a rundown before I came onto the stream. I was a little bit familiar with what's going on. This is LeBron James coming back from injuries. I didn't expect this from the Boston Celtics. I've been really down on them. I really thought that this was going to be kind of like the LeBron James return game where he just comes in and just dominates. But it really wasn't the case, in my opinion. I mean, today it was really more of the Jason Tatum show. It was Marcus Smart, Dennis Schroeder, guys putting in consistent 20 points games. There was only one player for the Celtics that did not play, and that was, of course, Jabari Parker. But Romeo Langford didn't really do anything. Yes, defensively he's great, but didn't really do anything on the offensive end. Josh Richardson played really well, played 29 minutes, got 5 for 11. 4 for 6 at the free throw line, 1 for 3 at the 3-point line, and just basically did some things. Again, Peyton Pritchard not playing as many minutes as I would like him to play, so it's really interesting to see that he's still. It seems like he's in the proverbial doghouse. I don't know what happened to him, but I mean, if he is worth anything for trade value, I would honestly look to trade him because it doesn't make any sense why he doesn't get a little bit of PT. Not saying that he should get a lot. But I definitely think he should get a lot more PT than a lot of people should get. Kind of going over to the Lakers. I don't know what's going on, man. Like Kent Bazemore is not doing too hot. Wayne Ellington has yet to really make an impact on the team. Malik Monk, I think, is probably the biggest impact player, even though he's defensively kind of a liability. To me, when I look at this roster, I look at guys like, Carmelo Anthony giving you some great minutes. I look at a guy like Taylor Horton Tucker, not doing too much today. I think he probably rushed him back too much. But Russell Westbrook, man, I've been really disappointed in Westbrook's game as of late. I don't know what's been going on with Westbrook for the Lakers. I picked them as my proverbial NBA champions because I give LeBron that much respect. And I think they will, depending on what's going on. I'll say I took this from Cuffs the Legend, a guy that is now an official streamer, or I should say streamer. He's a podcaster as well as a Twitter aficionado, basketball trainer, like all that stuff. I mean, he kind of said it that like this has the vibes and this has the remedy of a team that might do a Cavaliers 2018 like trade deadline type of move. Like that to me is what I'm getting with when I look at this team. There's so many like really good talented players on this team, individually, but to play as a team right now, all those guys are not playing in cohesion, they're not playing in unity, and that one has to do on the players, but secondly, I think Frank Vogel has to be on the hot seat. He won his NBA championship in the bubble. You could say it's an outlier. But at the same time, I look at a guy like Frank Vogel and I just don't see any innovation. I don't see anything spectacular. I kind of see the same old with Frank Vogel. Again, I understand he won an NBA championship with the LA Lakers, but I really think that, again, has to do with LeBron and AD really carrying that team. Tonight, AD played his game. He didn't shoot a three-pointer that was, he was over 3. But at the same time, you look at the guy that scores 31 points, 3 blocks, 6 rebounds, 5 defensive rebounds, 2 assists, doing his things. Like he's doing what the Lakers need him to do. Now it's up to Russell Westbrook and LeBron. I know LeBron's coming back from injury, so he gets like a pass for now. But those two guys have to start playing their roles up a little bit better because to me, when I look at the squad, I just don't think that this is going to be a squad that's going to make it out of the Western Conference unless something drastic happens on the defensive end. Because right now, to me, it seems like they just can't get an offensive board. I don't feel like Dwight Howard is really doing enough to get the offensive board. Like right now, they got out-rebounded 51-33 tonight. That can't happen for an NBA team, like especially if you're the Lakers trying for championship aspirations. They're 8-9 right now, 1-4 on the away. Like I look at this whole situation and I'm honestly shocked with the way that the Lakers just didn't respond properly. It's one of those things I look at it. You see a guy like Dwight Howard, 2 for 2. Again, you're not really going to get a lot of offense out of Dwight Howard. It's really got to come from Horton Tucker. I think Horton Tucker, I know he's coming back from a hand injury. He's definitely got to play a lot better, man. Because, you look at it and you just want to see Horton Tucker kind of do a little bit better. You want to see Horton Tucker kind of, command the presence when it comes to the Lakers. And right now, I know we're talking about a 21-year-old and Horton Tucker, and we're like, oh, well, he shouldn't be doing that. But I really think that he has the ability and the capability of doing that. Like, I think he does. And whether you agree with me or not, the one thing you do have to admit for Horton Tucker is that you're playing 27 minutes in an NBA basketball game. You got to bring a lot more to the table. And I think he can. It's just, the injury really slowed him down. So I'm curious to see how he will do in the next upcoming season. Or maybe not upcoming season. Sorry. The upcoming weeks. Man, it's it's been a long week, I'll tell you that much for me. But nevertheless, again, the Lakers right now are in a very they're like I talked about earlier. They are in a predicament as of right now. So Justin and Pete, I don't know if you guys are still in the chat or not. If you are the Lakers, do you make a NBA trade deadline move to move and Russell Westbrook and get a different superstar? Like, do you try and maybe go get Ben Simmons? Like, I'm not sure if they would accept Russell Westbrook for Ben Simmons, but it seems like there has to be some sort of drastic measure that has to be done, because right now the team looks off. Like, it doesn't look like it's a team that's very cohesive. It doesn't look like a team that is really together. It looks like a team that's really struggling to find its identity. We look at the Celtics, right? The Celtics, they're still struggling with their stuff, right? Grant Williams playing a lot of minutes. I don't know if I like that too much. Al Horford playing 32 minutes. Scored 18 points. And then you have Marcus Smart and Dennis Schroeder giving you 20 apiece. And then you got Hernan Gomez giving you some minutes. And then you got Enes Kanter giving you some minutes. Josh Richardson, I think, gave you some solid minutes. But I don't know, man. And, this Celtics team really has struggled the last couple of days. I mean, they're 8-8. They're 3-3 on the road. But to me, I look at the Celtics, I'm not impressed. So for the Lakers to lose to that team, it's a little bit chaotic in my opinion. I just don't know what to really think of the way that the Lakers really responded from the LeBron James return, and I just think it was a disappointment on all fronts. Justin, you said, yeah, THT is a player, but seems like he's timid of LeBron, or intimidated. I could see that. I think a lot of people would be. There was players I can't remember which player it was. Jay Crowder was, kind of intimidated when he played with LeBron. But it's you look at it and, you need to make a move, man. I know it's early in the season, so maybe Russell Westbrook can get back to playing the way that he has. And again, this might just be me overreacting like we always do when it comes to the NBA media. But, the struggles have been real for Russell Westbrook for the last couple of years now, from ever since he was in Washington to now. I want Russell Westbrook to start playing his game, and it looks like he's doing it. What's up, Sean? We're talking about the Lakers right now and their struggles. And again, to the people watching, thank you again for watching the charge. The Lakers right now are in a predicament where it's you have LeBron James, you have Anthony Davis. They need a third guy, because I talked about this before at the beginning of the season. Anthony Davis can't always stay healthy, right? So he's got a little bit of injury proneness to him, and you got to find a way to get that guy some rest. And Russell Westbrook was supposed to be that guy to fill in. But it just seemed to me Russell Westbrook currently is playing very box standard basketball. He's not playing the way that I know that he can. And I know, Sean, you'll be happy, because obviously in Washington, he felt like he stunted the growth of a lot of players. But Russell Westbrook isn't even playing like last year's Washington Wizards Westbrook. He's playing almost washed up Westbrook at the moment. And I think he's much better than that. So I don't know if it might be the legs, maybe he's tired, maybe he's just trying to get accustomed to, playing with LeBron James. But it's definitely a sight for sore eyes, just to kind of see that the Lakers are really struggling right now. They would have been so much better with Kuzma, KCP, and Harrell. I mean, I don't know if they would have done better. I think they would have honestly been about the same, because I think at the end of the day, Kuzma's not really giving you any defense. KCP is not giving you any defense. And Harrell, he's giving you some defense, but he's more of an offensive-minded player than more so than defense. Like, he'll take the charge. Like, that's nothing, not, like, the big thing with him. But, I think Kuzma to me is a little inconsistent. I know he's probably playing a little bit better in Washington, but I still feel like he's still an inconsistent player at this point in juncture of his career. So, again, I'm curious to know what you guys think of the Lakers right now. The Lakers lost to the Celtics. Again, the Celtics, they win this game, but it's not a game where I'm a Celtics fan, I'm excited. It's a game where if I'm a Celtics fan, I'm like, okay, we did the job that we needed to do. Now, how do we improve to get better and beat teams? Because right now, we should be holding these big leads that we get against these other guys, and it just doesn't seem like we do that very often. And that to me is the frustrating part for the Celtics. Grant Williams again getting a lot of minutes for a guy that only gets 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Like, he might be a good help defender. Like, again, I have to watch the whole game. I can't just like take snippets of this and be like, yes, this is what exactly happened. But it does paint a picture, or somewhat of a picture, to know like what's going on. Again, the Celtics, I think they just out-rebounded the Lakers tonight. The Lakers obviously didn't want the ball, and it just kind of created this whole situation where now the Lakers are looking like a very, kind of, a team that's in water, right now. And it needs like a life jacket to save it from going under. But the question is like, what's going to be that life jacket for the Lakers? Is it going to be trading Westbrook? Is it going to be just staying the course? Like, what's going to be the situation to help the Lakers continue their route to go win the NBA championship? They could have kept them and traded less assets for Buddy Hield. See, I don't think that the Sacramento Kings are going to want to. They don't want to seem to trade anybody. Like the Sacramento Kings have always been in trade rumors these last 3 to 4 years, and no one has taken them up on their offers. That's got to tell you that either no one really, or these Lakers didn't really want to trade him, or B, the Sacramento Kings are just like, we're not trading him. Tar Heel Nation, what is up? How you doing, man? You said, do you think that tonight cemented the fact that LeBron James is done as an NBA as a championship level player? I don't see him ever getting out of the second round again. Washed. No, Tar Heel Nation. No. Again, I may be a LeBron James stan just because I appreciate his game and the work ethic to get to where he's at. So I'm not going to hate on him for that stuff. I think he's not, again, as a championship-led player, you might be right. Like, I still think that he is a valuable asset to a team. He's not going to be the number one on the team anymore. I think that that's kind of clear at this point of his career, just due to the fact that now his body is starting to age at a progression where it's like, yeah, he's not going to be able to carry a team to the playoffs every time now. He's going to need help. And that's, again, why he got a young player in Anthony Davis, in his late 20s, almost going into his 30s. That's the reason why you signed Anthony Davis, so you can have that option. But the other option, too, was to get Westbrook, a guy that was in his early 30s, to kind of help out with the offense and help out with the scoring and, other stuff that, LeBron James can kind of rest a little bit more. But it doesn't seem like that style has been working for the Lakers as of late. I feel like Russell Westbrook has not played up to the standard that we know that we have seen before with him. And, it comes to guys like Wayne Ellington, getting 12 minutes. When you're getting 12 minutes, you have to at least make 2 of those threes. Again, Malik Monk, I think should be a little bit more efficient in the scoring aspect. I know he's 3 for 7, but he definitely needs to improve his skills a lot more. And that's just my opinion for that stuff. Again, Carmelo Anthony, honestly, I know that he's defensively going to be a liability. I get that. But offensively, I think he's giving you enough. Like, if Carmelo Anthony's giving you 13 to 20 points, I think that's a solid night for Carmelo Anthony. 3 for 4 from three-point land. Like, that's enough. That's enough for his role. Like, he played his role. It's just the other guys did not. Rajon Rondo, didn't give you anything in that game. He didn't play DeAndre Jordan, and of course, Austin Reeves has a hamstring injury. And again, it just kind of goes to show you the state of the Lakers at the current moment. And like I said, I took this from Cuffs the Legend, so I'm not going to claim it as my own, but there is going to be some sort of trade deadline move. Like, whether that is getting what happened with, I think, what did they trade? Isaiah Thomas for all those guys? I mean, we'll see, man. Now, Braun is still elite. They just don't have a good depth. A bunch of bench guys filling in as starters who passed their prime. They need more solid mid-20s age. I feel from an NBA perspective, I'm hoping LeBron has one more good layoff run. But this from a Celtics perspective, love watching the Lakers struggles. Yeah, man, I think I was a big fan of the Celtics winning tonight, but it's not like this game doesn't fill me as a Celtics fan with confidence. So I don't want to get it twisted and say like, oh yeah, the Celtics. Obviously, it feels good to beat your longtime rivals, right? Keep it. Hang on. I think this one's coming in. Oh, someone said, keep it at 10. Your live stream is boring as whole. I think that's what someone said. Nah, it is what it is. If it's not your cup of tea, you can deal with it. I don't really care too much. But again, I know that this is kind of like what we're seeing right now. Again, I'm not really too convinced right now with the way that the Lakers are playing at the moment. And again, it doesn't fill me with confidence as a Celtics fan to see that the Celtics are a team that you could look at it and just be like, this win doesn't really give me confidence. And I'll just say that much because again, I do look at this team. I do look at the way that the Lakers have been playing. I look at the way the Celtics have been playing. And again, this was just a battle of two average teams going at each other. And whatever team really wanted this game more was going to win it. Like, it just didn't seem like to me like the rebounding numbers made it clear that there was not really anybody on the Lakers team that really wanted to make that extra step to get that extra rebound to make sure that we don't get a second chance opportunity. Because if you look at the offensive rebounding stats, we had 12 to 7. And again, it just seems like the Lakers missed a lot more shots than they did. They shot 84 times and went 46%, and the Celtics shot 88 times and shot 50%. And again, I think that also has a lot to do with the way that the Celtics have been playing right now, man. And again, they've been playing okay. It's not like they've been playing good. It's not like they've been playing bad. But we talked about our gripes with them. But it is what it is at this point. I feel, man. Oh wait, Sean, I think yours is coming in. LeBron got carried away with recruiting old vets. I mean, the thing is like, that stuff worked when LeBron James was a young player. Like, it worked when LeBron James was like 20 something to now, or like from 20 something to like 32, 33. But now that LeBron James is an older player, he needs someone that's going to be able to be like the go-to guy. And right now, the only go-to guy that they have right now is the Lakers. The Lakers. Oh my goodness. As you can tell, I am just way off my game right now with the way that this week has gone. Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is the only go-to guy. And even then, he's injury prone. It's not like Anthony Davis is someone that you can rely on each and every night to get you that 31 a game. Like, he is a guy that's going to be an injury prone. So he's not going to be there all the time. And that's my biggest concern when it comes to the Celtics, man. Like, I want them to succeed. I want them to play well. But it just doesn't seem like they are, in a predicament where I can be like excited that they're doing that. And it is what it is at this point. I think that we're going to see what happens with the Lakers. Again, I would be concerned with the fact that, you have Kent Bazemore, who's not really doing too much for you. Dwight Howard's not giving you the same Dwight Howard that he did 2 years ago. Rondo's basically giving you nothing, even though he was a very important piece 2 years ago. It's weird that some of these players have returned have just not been making that strong impact that they did like a couple months ago or a couple years ago. And when I see that, that's a red flag for any team. That's a red flag for anybody studying a team. And you're seeing that there is no sort of situation for the Celtics, for the Lakers, that they're ready to go. And again, let me know in the comment section down below. What do you guys think of this LA Lakers stuff? It is a very interesting situation to kind of continue to talk about as the Lakers are now 8-9, 1-4 at home. Is it time to panic for the Lakers, or do you think that it is time to just, relax and see if they're going to make a move? And if you're the Lakers, do you make that big move to get, a big time player? Do you trade Russell Westbrook? Do you trade your role players to get where you need to go with this team? Again, let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to know what you guys think of the LA Lakers and their struggles. I still think they're going to be fine, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below.